Welcome back, everybody, to season 4, episode 3 of The Buzz with yours truly, Mama T. I'm so excited. We've got for you a special treat tonight. Yes, we have had him on here before, but this guest definitely deserves another interview because you can't just. We have blues legend, singer songwriter Jimi Primetime Smith again. Yay! First, of course, we have to hear from Grand Forks Best Source. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Mama T sent you. See, I don't think there's anything wrong with that intro music, but
Not at all.
we have permission now to use Little Bobby's music again.
All right.
How you doing, Jimmy? Welcome
I'm doing
back.
fine. I'm doing fine. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, we did have Jimmy on a couple months ago, I think. It was
Yeah,
last
something
season.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a couple months or so ago. Yeah.
But you just, this last Friday, your big news from last Friday is?
Yes, we just got our LP. We have wax, they call it. You know, we have vinyl now. Got vinyl, and it's my favorite
Ooh,
color. My favorite color that I
of
chose
course.
it. They said they're like, what color you want? I said purple. And you got a lot of the inserts. You know how some of the inserts are plain, but they did this with all the pictures of my mom from when she was very young and me growing up and playing in Chicago and all the other places, and me and Elvis Costello and Buddy Guy, Big Walter Smith. They put all that on the insert, and I really enjoy it. That's nice, man. But I have vinyl now,
Ooh,
and
that's
we
so
we did a
exciting.
we did a nice little release party down at Shaw's Bar and Grill in the 16th University Northeast this past Friday. Had a nice turnout. I had a really nice band: Jason Medeiros on guitar, Alan Kirk on drums, John Wright, who was the engineer and bass player, and also, he played some acoustic guitar on one song. He played all kinds of stuff. He's an extraordinary musician. We also had what they call the suicide horns, is what they call themselves, and
Ooh,
that's
those guys.
yeah, Mitchell Brown, Mark Brophy. We
Really?
call him Goldie. And let's see who else did. Yeah, and of course myself. Yeah. Well, we had a good time. We're trying to get Toby Marshall, who was on the album, but he's busy out with Greg Koch. They're doing really big stuff, and I understand that. And I'm so happy for all of them. Because I knew Toby ever since he's a little kid. He used to come down to the Brown Derby. When he was very young. Him, Shannon Curfman,
Mm, I
Brian
love her.
Naughton, Cole Allen, all of them when they were little kids, man, used to come follow me many years ago down at the Brown Derby, Blues Alley. Their parents would always bring them there, and I was like, y'all got to stop, man. Y'all making Jimmy feel old.
Wait, did you say Brian Naughton?
Yeah,
I think we've had him on here.
they're cool,
Um,
cool.
you know who I've been trying to get on here forever?
Who's that?
Alan.
I just gave Alan your number. He had lost your number. I
I
gave
know
him
he
your
messaged
number.
me.
Yeah, he's gonna get in touch with you. So yeah, you need to get him on here. He has a lot of history. That man goes back some years. The funny story, I don't know if I told this last time. We lived 5 or 6 blocks from each other in Chicago. We played with a lot of the same musicians in a lot of the same clubs, know a lot of about all the areas. And you know when I met him? When I moved to Minnesota. I was I was here in Minnesota playing at Blues Alley. His wife, now she was his girlfriend at the time, brought him down to Blues Alley to meet me because she knew me. And he sat in and I was like, "Yeah, man, how you doing? Good to meet you, you know." Yeah, all right. So you doing this, da da da. And through the years as we began to become friends and family, learned a lot of stuff about each other, the places we played. But he is one of the another master musician. You know, that guy, man, he's the to me he's the shuffle king. A lot of them claim that thing, the shuffle king, but to me, Alan Kirk is the shuffle king. Okay, nobody shuffle like Alan Kirk. I
Oh yeah.
love the captain.
And
You know,
who
go
would
ahead.
you say is your favorite bassist?
Ooh, that's a hard one. For funk,
Yeah.
and knowing to play all and to learn stuff and play right away, George Moyer. Uh, I've been knowing George for many years. We used to play in gospel groups together, you know, and I had seen him for many years until Bernard Allison had called me and wanted me to do a couple shows with him because he was getting back on the road again. He had just got out of the hospital and getting back on the road again. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll do them with you." And then I said, "Well,"
Your funk. I want him on here
uh,
too.
I said, "Who is?" I said, "George." I'm like, "Man, I ain't seen you in years." So, you know, I did a little tour with Bernard for about almost a year. We toured together. You know, I was his guitar player, and you know, I had Mario Dawson on drums, um, myself on guitar, Bernard and George, and it was a great little group. You know, it was the In the Mix tour. That's what that one was. It was called In the Mix. That was the album we had out at the time, and we had lot of great times, a lot of great fun. But George, we was trying to get him to play Friday, but he had some other stuff he had to take care of, you know. And but we got him on Saturday. He came Saturday, and man, we had a ball on Saturday too. That guy, man, I'm telling you,
George.
I don't know what can I say
And
about George. But as far as blues, the best blues bass player for me, he is 94 years young. His name is Bob Strozier. That
I feel like,
guy is, you should know him. He's been with everybody, man. You know,
yeah.
from Otis Rush on up. And we used to, he really didn't remember me right now because I was when I was playing in Chicago, I was much younger and I went by James Smith. And
Oh,
I done made sons.
did you kind of look like that?
No, I didn't even look like that. I can show you what I looked like when I was in
I
Chicago.
bet.
Here it is. I don't know if you got it, but if y'all can see that, but that was young Jimmy Smith right there.
Like in the
Uh,
70s, you're talking?
I'm talking about 60s and 70s.
Okay, how about this?
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. You got it. That's it.
I do. I love these
Uh,
pictures. You guys got to pick up this copy of issue 282 of Living Blues magazine. Um,
mhm.
you can or his album because it's got I think mostly the same pictures, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of the same pictures, but they're in the magazine. They have a lot of other pictures of me and Jimmy Reed and that
Oh,
Jim
look at that.
O'Neill had. That Jim O'Neill had, and that picture there is a picture was a picture of my mom and JB Hutto, Earring George on harmonica. I can't remember who the other guitar players, but that was the band she had with JB Hutto.
And who's that guy? Who's that young cat?
I don't know who that little young guy is, man. Think he can play some guitar? Who that fella? That's
And that's
James
your
Smith.
mom.
That's me and my mom, Johnny Mae Dunson, the big boss lady. Lord have mercy, man. That's her again, man. And
Is
me
that
as a
your,
little young kid, I was probably about 14 then, 13, 14.
and this one?
Yeah, yeah, both of them. Yep, that's outside the house. That's inside. That's Eddie Taylor on guitar right there, and myself and my mom. Yeah, that's another. That's the same that picture there. That's the same one of her and JB Hunter and all that. Yeah, she used to sit and tell me some stories about them growing, and growing up and playing and stuff. Because she wasn't supposed to make it to live to be 14 years old because she was born with rheumatic fever and she had a heart condition. So they told her that she wasn't going to make it to 14, but she made it to 86 years old. She had me. She played a lot of music. She got to play all over the world. My mom just was an amazing lady. I love her, and
A lot of
I
hurdles.
miss her every day. I miss her every day.
I
She
miss my
wrote a
mom
lot
every
of
day too.
songs. She wrote a lot of songs for a lot of people. Her and Willie Dixon was together, Coco and all that. I didn't even know Willie Dixon, Coco Taylor, and none of them was famous musicians as when I was growing up because they was always at my house and it was just family. They come for dinner, we hang out and stuff, and I was just like, oh, Auntie Coco, hey, Uncle Willie, what's going on? Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And then until I seen Uncle Willie on TV one day in Chicago playing bass, and I ran home, my mom, Uncle Willie on TV, Uncle. He said, boy, didn't you know he was a musician? I said, I know y'all played and stuff, but I didn't know he was, like that. And then come to find out
Famous.
as I grow older, found out he's one of like the father of the blues pretty much. He wrote so many songs like him and my mom both wrote stuff together, you know, and they was
What do you
great
think?
friends forever.
Let's get your take on some of these guys behind me here. Um,
I I, I
got
really can't see I can't see him
Buddy Guy.
because Buddy Guy. I tell you some things about Buddy Guy that I remember as a child. My mom, that one picture you showed with me with the pink suit and her with the blue dress standing outside, that used to be a little coffee shop she had, a little Greasy Spoon restaurant was in there before it became her office.
And where was that?
And that's at 9 North Elizabeth in Chicago. And as a child, when I was like 5, 4, 5, 6 years old, running around down there and stuff, she used to have that little place and make sandwiches and burgers and stuff, and you know how they did for little greasy spoons of us. And Buddy Guy used to come in there because he used to work down the road as a mechanic, and he used to come in there for lunch. And when I went and played at his club in Chicago, I kind of mentioned that to him. I said, "Do you remember a lady named Johnny Mae?" I said, and that she, used to come and eat at her little cafe. And he goes, yeah. I said, you don't recognize me, do you? I said, I'm older now. I said, but I'm Johnny Mae's little boy, the one used to run around there and follow y'all around there and play stuff. Oh man, you know. And so then one time, man, I was playing at his new place. Well, not the one that's now. It was Legends, the first Legend at 754 Wabash. And me and my band was playing, and I brought my big band, my horns, and all that. And I was, I like to change suits all the time, man. I change in between each song and stuff. Sometimes I have my band playing stuff, and I run change and come back into something else. But I lit out on a Muddy Waters blues song, and I was playing, and we did this Muddy Waters blues. And I closed my eyes after I finished singing the line, and I closed my eyes and I was playing my solo, and I went to walk back. back up to this microphone. My band's cracking up, laughing at me. And I'm like, what's wrong with them? And I open my eyes, Buddy Guy standing at the microphone. I say y'all wrong for that, man. Y'all should just let me know because I'm getting ready to go back singing. Buddy Guy standing at my microphone with his glass and finna sing the blues while it got good to him, I guess. I guess it got
Could have
good to
knocked
him, and
that
he
boy
had to.
off the stage if you hadn't been paying attention.
Yeah, he had to come on up and get a piece. He said it must have got good to him. I said, "Oh man, that made me feel so good that Buddy Guy would come up on stage with me." Lord have mercy. You
Oh,
know,
speaking of who, how about this guy here?
you gotta tell me. I'm telling you, girl, I can't see nothing that back there.
That's Muddy Waters.
Muddy Waters, I never got a chance to meet him. I never got a chance to meet Muddy Waters, but I played with all the people that he's played with. That was my thing. I wish I could have had a chance to meet him. But my mom wrote songs for him. The song "Evil" that he had out, you know, she wrote that. But people tell me I shouldn't speak on it, but what happened was the record company at the time wanted her to turn the writers' royalties over to them and Muddy, and she wouldn't do it, so they wouldn't release it. But they finally released it some years later. I saw it and I heard and I played it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Yeah, I know that song." I said, "My mama wrote that song, even though she didn't get the credit for it." I said, "It's all good because that happens a lot, with different music back then."
Oh yeah.
And I got no hardship about it. That's just the way the music business was. You know,
Yep, it
you know.
still is. I mean, I know Nora Jean's singing a song that Bobby wrote
Oh, really?
on a new album.
Wow, wow. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, man. You can give people some ideas and tell them things. And sometimes it's best to keep some of that to yourself until you like get that copyrighted or trademark or whatever you
Mm-hmm.
need to do to protect yourself. Because a lot of those musicians back then, my mom knew about it and she knew how to get her stuff copyrighted. But some artists didn't know about copyrighting their music and all that. They just wanted to perform,
Mm-hmm.
and play what they did what they do, that makes people happy. Jimmy Reed had gold albums and didn't even know it until he got with my mother and she took him out to California and they got with another guy that named Link Weiler and they did researched his music and found out he had gold albums he didn't even know he had.
Wow.
There's so many
Royalties.
artists that
Where's the royalties on that?
yeah, that's a lot of stuff people just don't know about themselves. And
Well, hi baby. Oh, I got my Sheltie.
oh, you got your little Shelby here?
My
All
my
right.
little Sheltie puppy. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's kind of a bad girl. She doesn't like it outside. She won't go outside. So she has to
Oh.
use pads. But
Well, that's
yeah,
all
I'm
good.
telling you
You
out.
just gotta train them. Just gotta train them on the pads. Train them on the pads. It's all
Yep.
good.
She just gets
You
mad
know,
at me once in a while and goes someplace else.
yeah, they all do that. Even if they're trained. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my ex. I was at her house and taking care of the dogs because they were our dogs before we broke up, and they was happy to see me. And when I'm there, if I leave and they don't come back, they get mad. They're like, okay, I'm gonna leave you a little something, something.
Yep.
They said,
Yep.
yeah, go on, run,
But
go on, leave again and don't come back.
then again, you know that they're your best friend because
Right.
do your like everybody in my life is fake because none of my friends pee when they see me. That being said, we got to cut to
uh,
commercial. When we come
uh,
back,
uh,
we're going to play "It's My Time" off the new album.
oh, okay, all right.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks Best Source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks Best Source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks Best Source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks Best Source, giving the Forks their identity again.
What's up, Red Lake Nation Radio? This is your host, DJ Soko. Come join me if you're Ace or Danelle from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Soko Saturday, where I have a new segment, Soko's Metal Madness Hour from 7 to 8 p.m., bringing the North all the new and classic metal to the masses. The first 3 hours will be the old school hits, the rock and roll classics, and all other genres of music. Even country. So come take a cruise with me, DJ Soko, bringing the fire right here on 105.3 WRLN, Red Lake Nation Radio. Yeah.
Visit littlebobbybuzz.com, your source for Little Bobby merch and music. Keep up with the bar, and don't forget about the buzz with Mama T. That's littlebobbybuzz.com.
The doctor had me down, nose in the sand. Like the phoenix, I rise. I one heck of a man. It's my time. You know it's my time at last. Just like the old saying, this too shall come to pass. I worked hard all my life, dedicated to the blues. Sometime battered, misused and bruised, but it's my time. Lord, it's my time at last. Just like the old saying, this too shall come to pass. Play the blues. Lord, that sounds so good. Play it again. You know, some have said I was born to lose. I thank the Lord Jimmy Eddie gave me the blues. It's my time. Just like the old folks say, this too shall come to pass. Was my time. Oh yeah, you know it's my time. Oh, it's my time. Oh Lord, it's my time at last. You know, Grandma told me, oh, son, it's your time at last.
Wow, that is so awesome. First, I've got to give a shout out. We've got some new viewers on here today. We've got old viewers on here today. I just want to let you guys know if you have any questions at all for our guest, go ahead and put them in the comments. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. That song off the new album.
Right, that's the title song. And how I came about that one was I was just sitting around my house, and I was trying to think of a nice good I was gonna do an old Muddy Waters song at first, and then it hit me in the head. Something just came to me and said, just do your own thing, and my time. It's like, oh wow. And then all of a sudden the lyrics started coming to me because it's part of my life, things that happen to me. Because a lot of times, people will put you down and think they have you down, and they try to hold you there, and not let you go any further. If they see you going further, they're like, "Oh no, you can't do that." So many times in my life, people had told me, girlfriends, friends, oh man, you playing that old stuff, it ain't gonna be nowhere. You ain't going nowhere with that. Even when I was growing up in school, playing music in school, it was like, oh, we don't want to play that. We want to play funk. We want to play. I said, it's all right to play funk, but where do you think that came from? Where do you think all this music came from?
Yep.
Right there in the blues. The blues is the mainstay and the foundation of every music if you listen to it. And I've been listening lately to a lot of other stuff that's on the radio and on TV. I'm noticing commercials now. There's blues and stuff coming back again in the commercials and everything. I was like, oh, so now it's good for y'all. But see, I was doing the blues when they said, like they say, I was doing the blues when it wasn't cool to do. You know, I love the blues, and that song I wrote when I wrote that song is just a part of my life. It says so many things about me, about my grandmother, about how people was saying, "Man, I was born to lose it. I wasn't going nowhere." It's like, you know what? I'm like my mom. Don't ever tell me what I can't do, and I'm gonna show you that I can do it and do it better than you ever thought I could. So
Absolutely.
that's how that came out.
That so let's talk about who are the players on this album.
Okay,
That
okay.
harmonica, that was good. What was that? Who was that?
That's Bob Cortor from out in Phoenix,
I
Arizona.
thought so. I
Arizona.
thought that was Bob.
Yeah, in actuality, I met Bob in '78 in Chicago at a club called the Blues, where I really cut my teeth and learned how to play the blues with some of the old artists. I was playing with Big Walter Horton, and he came through the club, and he thought I was a much older guy because I dressed in suits and and bow ties and stuff, and but he came up and talked to me. He says, "Man, you were kind of goofy though back then." And I said, "Well, man, I was only 16, 17 years old, And I said, I was a young kid. I was just getting into this stuff, you know. And so, but I met it. I hadn't talked to him in quite a while, and I was moving out to Phoenix, and I thought I'd just go out there and visit and see what it was like first. And I called him up and I said, "Hey, Bob, I don't know if you remember me." I said, "It's Jimmy." I said, you probably remember me as James Smith, you know. I said, but I'm coming out to visit. He said, come on down to the club. Down to the club, met him, we talked. He said, man, I remember you. And I said, yeah, I can remember your face. I said, yeah, man. And so we started playing, and we've been playing together ever since for 9 years. So that's who's on the harmonica, on the bass guitar, John Wright, on on organ, there's Toby Lee Marshall, fabulous organist, piano player. He played organ and the piano on this record. I played all the guitars, and we have a horn arrangement on some of the songs. It was done by Dave Foley, and that was a friend of John Wright's. I had never met the guy, but he's a fabulous musician. He wrote, played, and orchestrated all the horns, arranged them, and did all the horns for the songs that has horns on them. Um, like I said, there was Toby. Oh, Alan Kirk, my brother. I can't forget him. Alan the Captain Kirk is on all the drums. He did all the drums on it, you know. And "Song My Time" is just a duo with Bob and myself that we recorded out in Phoenix at Tempest Recording. I have to get that right because I was out there and the guy said, "Well, it's good, man, but y'all put the wrong name, put my name wrong on there. It's not Tempest Studio, it's Tempest Recording." I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was Tempest Studio, but
Oops.
okay." And but I have to give a shout out to Clark Rigsby for that. You know, he was a master guy out there. He worked with so many people, Joey D. Francesco, all the great major guys, and then to work with us, you know, blues musician, he loves doing that. He always has a big smile on his face when he sees me coming in. You know, he's like, "Oh man, you're Bob now." He said, "I'm glad y'all here, man." And so that the background vocals, Miss oh, what is her name now? I forgot her name. I'm sorry. I probably have to get the record so I can look up her name. Her and her friend did the backgrounds on um, the "Don't Let the Devil Ride," "Serious," and I can't think if they're on one other song. Yeah, Ebony, that's her name. Ebony McDonald. Ebony McDonald and Yo Yo is on doing the background vocals. And let's see, I got the background vocals. I got John, that's the bass player, and John also was the engineer, also co-produced the record with me. And he played so many parts in the studio. You know, he did some of the percussion stuff on some songs. He did an acoustic track on Sirius, which I told John we're gonna get back in the studio and remix that one. I need to mix a radio version of it because the song was so good and so long that we didn't have a radio version at the time. And also on the LP, it didn't make it to the LP because it was so long. And I said, we
Okay.
got to shorten that up somehow, man, because I love that song. It's a Luther Allison song. Bernard Allison re-released it and redid it. But I did it my way. And my way is a little slower than either one of their versions. You know, I kind of put a little Barry White to it. At the beginning, I got the Barry White voice at the beginning. Hey, man.
Yeah, that's that music that you play when you have the meds. Yeah, baby.
But yeah, baby. Yo.
Bob Cortor, like that guy. He's got a lot of music out. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. I played a lot. Play on on. I've recorded a lot of
on that
his albums.
Bob Cortor and Friends. You were on that one, weren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. I'm on like about 8 or 9 of his albums right now, and we did an album together ourselves, which came out the same time that magazine did in 2023. And that album was called "World in a Jug," which is a song that my mom wrote for Jimmy Reed. And that was the first record I did out with Bob, and then that he was on with me, that was mine, you know. And I love Bob Cortoro, man. We're like kindred spirits. I say, because we've been doing this so long, and that when we hit the stage and start playing, man, it's just we don't even have to look at each other. We know what we're doing. We know how it feels, and it's a feel. It's there. It's just magic.
Oh,
So yeah, he has the In the Vault series. So he has like, oh, I don't know. I'm guessing 40, 50, maybe 100 albums out from In the Vault series that he has on everybody. And I was just lucky to be a part of the last uh, 8 to 10 of them that I'm on, and I'm playing, being the studio musician, playing guitar. Some of them I'm singing on, and then of course his and my album, World in a Jug, and we're still working and touring together. Actually, after I get back to Phoenix, which is around the 20th, we have a couple shows, one at his club, and then we're going up to Cottonwood to this theater that we got to play. And in November, there's one big show that we're doing that there's a luthier there from the Roberto, I can't remember the last name, School of Luthiers. This guy was very famous. He had went to some distant countries and brought back this wood from all over, and they build guitars there. They're teaching young kids, old kids, older people, and everybody how to build guitars. But they're gonna have a big show at the MIM, which is the Musical Instrument Museum in Phoenix. That's gonna have all the top name builders, from Gibson, Fender, Taylor, PRS. Paul Reed Smith himself was supposed to be there, but he's not going to make it. He's sending his top 9 person there to represent him. And we're going to have that show in November. I want to say it's like the 15th, 14th, 15th. I don't have the date in front of me, but I will look it up. But man, it's been really great. It's been really great to have all the people I've met and been around that support the music and support the blues and all kinds of music. I just, and my friend little Bobby, I miss him so much. I miss little Bobby so much, man. We were just getting reacquainted again. I hadn't seen Bobby in years, and we reacquainted ourselves and started playing together. He played some shows with me in Minneapolis. I came, as you know, came up to the club up there and played a few times, and I love it, man. And when that happened, it just like it broke my heart. I was like, wow, I'm losing all my friends. I'm just losing all my friends, going away.
way too young, man. Some of them
Way
just way
too,
too young.
yeah, way too young. Fabulous musician, man. I
Oh,
mean,
phenomenal.
oh, yeah.
Any
I don't
instrument,
know.
every see
Anyway,
that's
let's
one
go
thing
back.
I
Let's
liked
go to
about
something else.
his last few albums. He played every instrument on his last few albums. He did every
Yeah,
instrument.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's a master musician, man, and
Well, I
it's
mean,
great
except
that.
harmonica and
Hmm.
sax.
Hmm.
There was, I think there was one song he had Cactus on,
Hmm.
um, Cactus Saint Cyr, and
Hmm.
then he had. He's gonna. All right, hang on just a second, Miss Ma'am. You know I'm doing my show. Stop harassing me. My daughter. She is messaging me, knowing I'm doing my show. I could be dying. You're not dying. If you're dying, call 911. Stop it. You just stop it.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
commercial break. Crap. There's another song off your album we're playing after the break. I think it's called "I'm Your Friend."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend. That's a more R&B-ish song.
Ooh. Okay.
You know,
I like it. Let's go.
yeah. I put a lot of different songs on there. A lot of artists will just stick to one genre when they're doing one particular type of blues when they're making an album. I like to put a little taste of everything for everybody. So there's a little taste of R&B type stuff on there. There's the old gut bucket blues on there. There's some rock and blues on there. There's a little bit of taste of gospel-y like stuff feel to some of the songs, and I just love doing that. Now my next album, I'm probably gonna stick to just being straight ahead, because I want to do a tribute. Actually, want to do a tribute album to a lot of the old great blues artists that brought me up and showed me how to do what I do. And that really horned me in and kind of showed me like, hey, this is how you're gonna learn your own style, but I'm gonna give you this.
All right, well, let's go ahead and listen to our ad. See, we don't have to do our ads immediately when we say we're going to do our ads. We just do that because they don't pay us. At the end of the show, I'll let you know what we're going to do about that. But
Okay.
for now, let's listen to the ads and then we can hear your song.
Okay, darling.
Hey everybody. Season 2 of Adulting with Jake is underway, but while you wait, you can always relive Adulting 101 Season 1 and every excruciating detail and every terrible pun, lame joke, and frankly, every poorly acted scene. Out now on our channel, CookingWithJakeShow.com.
Visit littlebobbybuzz.com, your source for Little Bobby merch and music. Keep up with the bar and don't forget about the buzz with Mama T. That's littlebobbybuzz.com.
When I first saw you, how I wish you were mine, all mine. The band you had treated you unkind, also unkind. But like an angel, you stuck by him. I'm on the outside, I'm looking in, I'm your friend. I stick till the end, yeah, baby. I'm your friend. I'll be with you till the end. Ah, girl, you're so wonderful, angel from above. Not to be used or abused, and well deserving of love. You stole my heart to my surprise. My feelings, honey, I'll never apologize. I'm your friend. I'll be here till the end. Ah, girl. Came into my life, I wanted everyone to know you're my girl. I'm the happiest man in the world. You're my friend. Stay till the end. You see me as just your friend. I'm here till the end. Oh, babe. Ooh, ah, girl, yeah. You see me as just a friend, but I'm here till the end. Ah, baby, I'll do for you what no man has ever done. Oh, baby, can't you see I'm the one? Climb the highest mountain, swim the deepest sea, just for
Me and the producer are just backstage, just jamming.
Yeah. I was checking out the chat, man. Yeah, he said he digs that one, huh?
If you can read the comments too, we've got some comments from some of our viewers. So you saw that commercial for Soco Saturday, right? We play
Yeah,
all genres, even country. What? You know, when Nancy.
oh, here we
Yeah.
go. I finally found it,
Yeah.
but I
Okay.
think
So,
I think I might be off now since I went on the chat.
so there we go. Soko, he is actually watching. He watches my show. I listen to his show because he's got Soko Saturdays on WRLN, and we do an ad for him because he's our friend. And
Right,
I kind of did misspeak earlier. He might not pay us, but he's our friend. Okay. Other ads we do are for ourselves or for
right,
other projects that Jeremy works on,
yeah,
or Grand Forks Best Source actually replays our show. So
okay.
we aren't technically getting paid, but we are part of their audience too now. So thanks, Grand
Well,
Forks Best Source, by the way.
yeah. Thank you all. We're all in this game together and trying to make it. You know, that's the way I look at it. You know, a lot of people would be like trying to down each other on certain things, man. Sometimes people like, you know, I got a friend that plays harmonica. He's pretty good, not the greatest, but he got a job with a famous, semi-famous, pretty much famous blues man, Southern blues man, Johnny Rawls. And my friend plays harmonica with him, and some of the guys around town are kind of like downing him about it. And I'm like, why are you taking him out on the road? Why didn't him? And I told my friend, I said, you know what? Don't worry about what they say about you. You doing what you enjoy. This man saw something in you to put you on stage with him and to come out and play with him. So enjoy your life. Let them talk because you must be doing something that they want. That's the way it is, man. I had a lot, like I said, I've had a lot of people try to do the same thing to me and tell me that, you know, you ain't gonna after you ain't this and that and the other. I'm like, that's fine. You know what? I'm gonna do what I do, and my motto is I'm a simple man doing the best I can. And you know, I just I just love playing music. I love entertaining people, and the blues is what I grew up on. The blues is I play a lot of different styles of music, but the blues is where I was born and raised, and that's what I always come back to. I mean, look at Eric Clapton and a lot of Eric Clapton made it famous being in rock bands and stuff. But he always went back to the blues because he loved the blues,
And see, I
you
thought
know?
for some reason I thought I had a picture of him. I've got Bonnie Raitt, Jimi Hendrix.
Uh-huh.
Well, we already talked about BB and Buddy.
Right.
Um, this is Mississippi Fred McDowell. Oh, yeah, I do. Eric Clapton. He's over here on the wall.
Are you over there? Now another one, you mentioned Bonnie Raitt. I wasn't gonna say this, but here's a funny story about me and Bonnie Raitt. I kick myself all the time about it. So playing around in Minnesota, living in Minnesota when I moved here, her brother became a friend of mine. His name is Steve Ray. He used to do sound for a lot of people, and especially Minecraft and different other people. Then he created a band called TC Jammer. Anyway, I was playing with Linwood Slim at the Caboose, and Steve was doing sound. And when we took a break, and Steve, hey, Jimmy, how you doing, man? He said, man, he said, listen, I want to introduce you to somebody. I said, okay, who? He said, I want to just introduce you to my sister. I'm like, okay. So I walked over, and at that time I was playing bass guitar for Linwood. And he said, Jimmy, this is Bonnie Raitt. This is my sister, Bonnie. I said, "How you doing? Nice to meet you." And all that, I had never heard of Bonnie Raitt. I'm new to town. I never did know who Bonnie Raitt was. This was in, I want to say, 82, 83. And so I was like, "Oh yeah, very nice to meet you," and and stuff and so forth and everything. And so then we went on about our business, and each way. And then Steve said, "Well, she's looking for a bass player, and I thought that's why I introduced y'all." I said, "Well," I said, "that's nice, man." I said, "I appreciate it." I said, "But I'm playing with Linwood. I'm playing around town here. I got married and so forth, and all that, da da da." Now, a week later, I happen to turn on the TV, and who on TV? Body Raitt.
Oh,
I went back to Steve. I said, "Man, I'm new to this thing, and I didn't know who Bonnie Raitt was. Why didn't you tell me who your sister was, man?" He said, "I thought you knew." I said, "I didn't know who she was, man. I just knew she was your sister. I didn't know she played or sang."
same reason your mama didn't tell you all your aunties and uncles were famous.
I was like,
We do
"Oh
have,
my God."
we do
So
have
that
a
was,
guest comment. Or
oh, I don't know. Is that?
yes. Soko, he's a DJ that I was telling you about. He wants to know if you do country. A lot of older guitar players say they end up playing country.
I don't do a lot of it now. I used to. I did. I'll tell you, I played a lot of different styles of music. When I moved to Minnesota, I got involved with Joel Johnson and different other musicians around town, um, and I wound up playing polkas. I was in a polka band. I was in a jug band with Tim Bradich from Cold Wind Records because he did my album Back on Track, and he said, "Man, I need somebody to play in the jug band with me." And we won that year at the Caboose. We won the jug band competition.
Oh my God. Have you ever played disco?
Disco, I started out playing funk and disco when I was when I moved from doing blues in Chicago. When I was growing up in the high school and stuff, that's what I say. I had a high school band and we played a lot of funk and disco and Rufus, Shaka Khan, and we played a lot of Ohio Players, Commodores, and did a lot of that old stuff back then when we was growing up. But when I got older, I more leaned towards the blues, but I added a little funk stuff into it. Like the show this past weekend, I put a lot of funk stuff in that show when they because they were doing a video shoot of it, but it was more concentrating on the original songs that's on the album. But they did record that. I did some Stevie Wonder and all that. Funny story about Stevie Wonder too. I almost got a chance to be with him. My Jimmy Reed, I was playing with Jimmy Reed, and Stevie's brother or cousin, I can't, it was his brother or cousin that had called my mom, got hold to my mom somehow, and said Stevie, it was the year Stevie won all the Grammys for that album. I think it was for Songs in the Key of Life. I think it was the one that he won all the Grammys for that year. But anyway, Stevie had told his brother to try to find Jimmy Reed. He said, "I want to bring him to the Grammy and I want to give him one of my Grammys because he's the reason I play harmonica." So when they got the phone and his brother put Stevie on the phone and gave it to Jimmy, and Jimmy said, "Oh, that's nice, but you won them. That's those that was I don't want that, man. I appreciate it." And I looked at him and I was like Uncle Jimmy, that's Stevie Wonder. He gon' he gonna send a plane for us. He gonna put us in the limo and bring us to the Grammy. I want to go to the Grammy and see Stevie Wonder. He said,
How old were you at
that
that point?
at that time I was about 14, 15 years old. And
Oh,
I'm like, I'm like, Uncle Jimmy, come on, man, let's go, let's go. I want to go to the Grammys. I want to see Stevie Wonder.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I could talk to you for hours, and I'm so glad that I had you back on here. You remember we were worried we would run out of things to talk about because we talked
Oh,
about so much stuff on the last show.
girl, I have
But
so
we got
much
a
stuff.
minute left.
I got so much stuff, it's ridiculous.
I know you
I,
do. I know you do. First of all, I'm going to tell you, you
Mhm.
get some of these guys, to give them my number, get them to contact me
I
because
will.
you need to be on this show too.
All
Um,
right, I'm gonna try. I'll tell Bernard and all them. Alan's already gonna get in touch with you. There's a lot of other people. I'll talk to Bob about it too.
yeah,
You
that'd be
know, you get
awesome.
Bob that because he's very knowledgeable on stuff because he has his own radio show. He's been doing it for 30 some years and running clubs and booking bands and all that. And I'm gonna give him your contact and have him get you to get on here too.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. Doesn't he have, he's into some kind of magazine or something, isn't he?
Well, right now he's into where he's getting he's in the Jefferson. They gave him the big thing in Jefferson magazine from over in Europe. He's also got some records up for Blues Blast Awards right now and stuff. And so I don't know if there's if it yeah, and a couple that's up for Grammy consideration. The same thing has happened to mine, but I haven't gotten a letter yet. The reason I haven't said anything, my album is coming up for supposedly a Grammy consideration, not nomination, but consideration. So even if you get consideration, that's still
That's
really good.
that's something.
That's something.
Okay, our Grand Forks Best Source spot is only an hour long. Um,
Okay,
so the only way we can send this over, well, and we're already over a little bit, but I do want to let
okay,
everybody know if you're a musician and you're watching this and you want to be featured on the show, message the page. If you are an advertiser, you got a new album coming out, that would be cool. But if you are an advertiser, you've got a music venue or you've got any kind of business that you want advertised, go ahead and email my producer, Jeremy Asp at gmail.com. That's Jeremy with an O at gmail.com. Other than that, you guys, I love you. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for being here. Thank you so much to all our viewers. Send stars. It helps. Oh, yeah. We're trying to dominate the world, like Pinky and the Brain. What are you going to do?
that's
What are
it.
we going to do tonight?
We're
Gonna take
gonna
over the
take
world.
over the world. Thank you, Mama T, for having me again. Thank you, Jeremy. I love you guys. Thank you, all the Grand Forks and Fargo and all you guys out there. We love you so much. Thank you for supporting the music and the blues. We love you.
Love you. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Mama T sent you.